Hello everyone, we just started our YouTube channel and this is the perfect platform for us to communicate more with you. We will talk about everything from how to use our products, tips, inspiration, recipes. You will get to know us a bit better. We will share all of our knowledge with all of you guys. Almost like a little flower school. Okay, so let's start with the basics. How to make your flowers last longer. Okay, all flowers prefer cold water. I know there are different opinions on this, but studies in the Netherlands has shown that almost all flowers thrive in cold water. The reason is that cold water tends to have fewer bacteria. And if there's one thing that flowers hate, it's bacteria. Make sure to always use a clean vase. Change the water when it starts to look a bit dull and give the flowers a fresh new cut. I usually do this with a good pair of pruning shears or scissors. But you can of course also use a knife. Everyone has their own way of doing this and I would say that both options works equally good. Another tip that many people forget. When you're buying flowers in the store, don't just look at the blooms. Turn the bunch around and look at the stems and the leaves. The reason for doing this is to check that the stems and the leaves haven't started molded. You can tell a lot about how the flower is feeling and the flower's quality by looking at the stems and the leaves. And of course, make sure to remove any unnecessary leaves and thorns from the flower's stem. If the leaves end up in the water, they can attract bacteria. Okay, good, maybe you already knew about all of these tips. So let's move on to how to take care of different types of flowers. Starting with roses. It's important to remove all the leaves and thorns from the flower's stem. I usually do this with a knife like this. You want to remove almost all leaves and thorns from the flower's stem because if they end up in the water, they can attract bacteria. Okay, moving on to tulips. Tulips are one of the few flowers that actually can have their leaves in the water. However, if you want to remove the lower leaves, if you're going to use the tulips in your Hanataba, for example, make sure to remove the entire leaf, like this. Okay, let's move on to chrysanthemum. Remove all unnecessary leaves with a knife or try this hack. Grab a towel and pull like this. This is super easy and it takes no time at all. When you trim a flower, you can either do it at an angle or just cut straight across. Everyone has their own way of doing this and I would say that it doesn't matter as much anymore because flowers are of such good quality nowadays. Just make sure that you are using good tools. A good pair of scissors or pruning shears or a sharp knife. Don't just grab the kitchen scissor you have at home. Viburnum has very beautiful leaves, but unfortunately you have to remove some of them because they absorb too much nutrients. Flowers love bright spots, but avoid direct sunlight. And it's a good idea to keep them in a cool spot during the night. Okay, that's all for today. Even though this was a very basic video, I think this is a good way to start. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to make the most perfect Hanataba bouquet. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any more tips of how to make your flowers last longer, please let us know in the comments. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for daily uploads. Bye bye!